guys, I'm gonna sort out the camera in a minute. It seems like it's moved around after I've, you know, been driving for a while. But you know, in the last car vlog, I asked you guys to give me some questions regarding, you know, cars and stuff. And you guys did give me a few on Twitter. You did give me a few on, well, it was a social week, but I can't really like just glance at that on my phone while I'm driving, so I guess we're only going to be answering Twitter today. Right, first things first, let me sort this fucking camera out. If this moves from this point, I actually don't know what I can do because I have pretty much tightened that with a screw. Also, any apologies if the mic sounds weird. This is my first time, you know, using this setup. I've got like a little clip-on mic here. I'm not sure if you can see it. So if I'm sorry, the mic quality isn't as great as it should be. Depending on if this setup or the last setup works better, obviously I can change it depending on what it is. I also didn't realize that apparently kids finish at 2 o'clock on the last day of school before the summer holidays. So the traffic is actually fucking heavy, which is something the reason why I went out at 2 o'clock was to make sure the traffic wasn't heavy, and it's the complete opposite. There we go. Let's go, boys. Right, so the first question comes from K20SUH, and his question is, when are the hectic Touge runs gonna start happening? Who says I haven't started already? Yeah, we got plans for Touge. Anyway, yeah, so you may remember I had a bit of a series called, was it called The Hunt for Touge, I believe it was called, where me and my friend basically went to a road that looked like an initial demounting pass, and that was pretty much all there was to it. I definitely want to do something like that more, because I just think that's a cool idea. It's a cool idea for those who are just like looking for roads on the internet, so for sure, I definitely want to do that more. Let's drop it down a gear. You can't feel anything. I'm in a Suzuki Swift. I don't know what I'm expecting, to be honest. So yeah, a hunt for Touge is probably going to come back at some point. It just depends on A, when I can be asked, and B, when I'm not at university, because I live down south and there's no mountains down south. There's only mountains up here. So it's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. Oh, there's a Mustang there. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up. Is it going to pick it up? Hey, it picked it up. Let's fucking go. Right, so the next question comes from Joanne, and his question is, will you modify your Swift in any way, visual or performance, etc.? Now, honestly, at the moment, no. I'm staying true to my word that I'm not going to customize this. I have put some stickers in the boot. That's as much as my customization really goes with the Swift, and hopefully if I do stay true to my word, that's as much as it will go. I don't really want to do anything to this. I feel like any money I can put into that, I could just put into my second car next year, and I could put into insurance next year. So, you know, maybe rims if I get a Suzuki Swift Sport, and that's what I've decided on, but for the majority, no, I'm gonna keep it as is. Oh, for fuck's sake, it is so busy! Why did I decide to do this at fucking rush hour? Right, I might be able to get past here. Hey boys, it's your fucking boy Len. Right, the next question comes from Dr. Taps, and his question is, do you prefer this Swift to your old one? Now honestly, we're gonna go overtake this person because you are taking way too long. Yes and no. Obviously the rims on my old one were pretty cool, and I saw a reoccurring question was like, why don't you keep the rims? The reason why I didn't keep the rims was because I couldn't for insurance reasons. If I were to, like, you know, get those rims back, I wouldn't have got the full amount back for the crash, because essentially I did get all my money back for the car. Like, it wasn't just one of those things where I lost loads of money, then bought another car with a magical, like, how much ever pounds this cost. I did, you know, end up buying a car with the insurance money I got back. The reason why I didn't keep the rims was, yeah, just because of that reason, really. It's because if I did have to keep the rims, I wouldn't be able to afford a car, pretty much. Oh, for fuck's sake. It is so busy! I can't keep reiterating how busy it is. It's fucking rush hour. Why did I not realize this? I'm actually really disappointed in myself. I'm not sure if you guys can quite tell. What am I doing? What am I doing? Right, the next question comes from Donut San, and his question is, have you given it a name yet? And I actually haven't. Funny story. I gave my first car a name. I think it was called Susie, because this is a very, like, it's not really a feminine car, but it's like, it's a 1.2 litre, small, it's Susie, like, makes sense. And I've been in that car for 3 days, and I've had this car for about a week now, and I've still not given it a name. So no, not really, I haven't given it a name. I probably should give it a name though, like in hindsight. My foot's planted then. My foot was absolutely nailed to the floor, and nothing happened pretty much. All right, it's coming into here, brake. Oh fuck, I was a heel and a toe. I was a heel and toe, boy. So another question very similar to what the last question was, comes from Contender River, I think that said, or Contended River. It's quite hard to read while driving and multitask if you haven't already guessed. I'm sure someone has asked this next question, so I'm just gonna answer it anyway. It's not like, it's just something which has come to my head. And a lot of people, I imagine, probably asked, what was your second car gonna be? Are you thinking about your second car already? And the answer is yes, obviously. It's one of those things where, like, I do want a car next year. I've got a lot of thoughts on my mind. John Cooper Works Mini comes to mind, a 350Z comes to mind, MR2 comes to mind, a Swift Sport comes to mind, those types of things, you know, like an MX-5 comes to mind. Those are the types of things I want to be in come next year. A 350Z is something where, like, if I kept that, if I bought that, I'd keep that for a very long time, because those things aren't cheap to run. As where if I got a Swift Sport, I could probably get rid of that in, like, when I get my R32, and I could probably put the money towards an R32. It very much depends. So yeah, I just assumed that would be a question I get a lot of. So hopefully that answers some of your, you know, some of your questions. And we've come to a standstill, you little bitty bitch. Fucking hate taxi drivers, they're all cunts. Right, so as we round up this little mini vlog, not sure how long it's gonna quite be, but the last question is, have you found your woman in your life yet? The reason why I picked this is because this seems to be a reoccurring question in every single fucking Q&A. And that pretty much rounds it up, really, for this car vlog. I feel like I answered a lot of your guys' questions today. A lot of the questions, what are you doing with the Swift? Are you gonna keep it? All those types of things. So I feel like there probably was a bit of confusion about that. So hopefully you enjoyed this. You know, if you did, I guess make sure to hit the like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have an awesome, stay safe, and peace. I can't really, like, do the hand thing, otherwise I'm probably gonna die.